So, you're passionate about those beautiful, high quality alpaca products, right? If you've ever wrapped yourself in that cozy warmth and thought, hey, I could actually sell this, then you are in exactly the right place. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the magic of alpaca. There's this unique premium quality that creates super loyal customers because, well, once people feel it for themselves, they just get it. Of course, knowing a product is amazing and knowing how to sell it online, yeah, those are two totally different things. It can feel like this huge mountain to climb, right? With all these questions about websites and suppliers and marketing. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to walk through 5 simple, totally manageable steps. We'll start with understanding the market and go all the way to a practical launch plan. By the end of this, you'll have a really clear path forward. Okay, let's dive in. First up, why alpaca in the first place? Let's take a look at what makes this material such a fantastic opportunity, especially for a small, focused business. So what's the big appeal? It's all right here. Alpaca gives you all that incredible warmth, but without any of the weight. It has this luxurious softness, and it just feels like a really special gift. And that's exactly why customers are often willing to pay a premium. They know they're getting something that's going to last and feel absolutely amazing. But here is the single most important thing to remember. In a really crowded online market where, let's be honest, the word alpaca gets thrown around pretty loosely, you are not going to win by being the cheapest. No way. Your real advantage, your superpower, is being the most trustworthy. So, how do you build that trust? Well, it all starts with being specific. It's time to find your niche. Look, if you try to sell everything, socks, throws, hats, you name it, you just risk becoming another generic wool shop. You'll get lost in the noise. So the real question is, how do you specialize? How do you create a brand that people actually remember? Here are some ideas that have been proven to work. You could focus on something really practical, like everyday socks. Those are great for repeat customers. Or you could go high-end with luxury winter accessories. You could do cozy home goods, or even tap into that incredibly loyal knitting community. See, each of these gives your shop a really clear identity. And once you have your angle, you need to lock it in with a simple promise. This isn't just some catchy tagline, okay? It's your North Star. It guides everything you do, and it tells customers exactly what they can expect from you and why they should choose your shop over all the others. Okay, so what specific products should you start with? This table is your best friend when you're just getting started. You can see right away that things like socks, scarves, and hats are pretty much ideal. They've got high demand, they make great gifts, but here's the best part. They have a really low risk of being returned because of sizing or fit issues. Now, we get to the absolute heart of building that trust we've been talking about, quality. This is how you make sure your customers are completely delighted and leave you those glowing 5-star reviews. A big question that always comes up is about blends versus 100% alpaca. And the key takeaway here is that blends are not a bad thing. Actually, for something like socks, a blend is often better because it adds durability. The only thing that matters is that you're totally honest about it. Explain why it's a blend, and you can turn a potential concern into a positive feature. And you don't need some fancy lab to check for quality. These are super simple, practical tests you can do yourself. Feel the softness against your skin, give it a gentle stretch, check the seams, and always, always wash a sample. This is what's going to empower you to stand behind your products with total confidence. Okay, so you've got your niche, you've got your quality products. What's next? Well, we're on to section 4, creating an online shop that actually turns casual visitors into happy, paying customers. Think of your product page as your 24/7 salesperson, and this checklist is your guide to making it a great one. You have to be crystal clear about the fiber content, describe how it feels, provide exact measurements, give simple care instructions. Managing expectations, even about something natural like pilling, builds an incredible amount of trust. Now, for a lot of people who want to start selling, this is the part that causes the most anxiety. The tech. I get it. Building an e-commerce website can feel like this massive, complicated barrier standing in your way. But it really doesn't have to be. Now, there are tons of platforms out there, from big names like Shopify to marketplaces like Etsy. The source material we looked at for this explainer actually focuses on one specific service called Make Local for Global, which is designed to take that technical pressure off completely by just setting up the whole shop for you. And the price point for this particular service is £99 per year. The idea here is to make it an accessible investment for a new business, so you're not dealing with a huge upfront cost or a super steep technical learning curve. And for that price, what you get is the complete website setup, hosting, and support. And like a lot of online services, there's a money-back guarantee, which helps lower the risk when you're just starting out. And that brings us to our final section. We are on the home stretch. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. So now let's put it all together into a simple, actionable launch plan. Here it is, your final to-do list. And notice, it's not 100 items long, okay? It's a really focused set of steps. Pick your niche. Source a small starting collection, maybe 10 to 30 products. Test it yourself. Write those great descriptions. Take photos that really show off that beautiful texture, and add thoughtful little touches like a care card. It's all totally achievable. And we end on what might be the most important message of this entire explainer. Success in this business isn't a race to the bottom on price. It's about clarity, it's about honesty, and it's about building a brand that your customers trust to deliver on its promise of cozy quality comfort. So the final question is all for you. You've got the passion, you've got the product, and now you've got the roadmap. The only thing left to decide is, what amazing, warm, and cozy experience are you going to create for your very first customers?